My speech is on relationships and be true to yourself. Okay? Now, one of the things I want to start by saying is that there's going to be 4 types of areas that I would like to touch on. Relationships with yourself, relationships with your children, and also relationships with your spouse or significant other, or maybe relationship with God and higher power. The first type I want to discuss is relationship with self. Now, your relationship with yourself. I'm going to use a basketball analogy. How many of you guys know what pivot is? Right? A pivot is the center point, the axis of where you are, where you stand. So let's think Shaquille O'Neal basketball. They throw the ball into Shaquille. Trust me, it's going to go to relationships. Watch. They throw the ball into Shaquille. He gets the ball, and he stands on his pivot, right? And most players will try to knock him off his pivot. They're trying to bounce him off, trying to foul him. And his job is to remain steady. He remains right where he is. Well, when you have a relationship with yourself, you're true to yourself. You're honest. You talk about your frailties. You talk about what hurts you. You talk about what actually desires you have. You talk about your good points. You try to be not to be gastronade. What I kind of right about yourself, right? But you'll say all these things to you and others, and you're transparent. And when you are transparent and you're true to yourself, what you're allowing others, you take the onus off yourself and you allow others, you put it in their ballpark to make the evaluation on you. But what it does is sometimes it kind of throws people off kilter because you're so in tune and you're so transparent, you're so real, you're so actually, you have the reality of who you are, bad, good, and indifferent. Your pivot point is there. People will say, well, you know, they don't understand it because they're not really at that level in their own self-being. They don't know who they are. So they'll either run and hide or they'll try to knock you off your pivot. They'll say, he's prideful. That guy's arrogant. He's cruel. He doesn't care about other people. He cares about self. No, it's okay to be true to yourself when you know who you are and you want to share. There's nothing to hide. You're okay. So, in my relationships with myself, and as you guys saw the last speech, I was very true to you about who I am, who my wife is, and thank God she allowed me to share some of her transparency. But it allowed me to stay, that's a click, that allows me to stay on my pivot. So I'm here to tell you, when you're true to yourself today, don't let anyone knock off your pivot. Now, let's go in the second type of relationship I'd like to discuss, which is relationship with your children. Very simple. I've learned this already. The first thing you want to do is be the authority figure in your children's lives first, then become their friend second. So what that means is when you are not in the presence of your own child, they already have the tools, the techniques, and the authority that you've implanted in their lives for them to walk out when you're not around. That's the goal. The goal is, when I'm not around, you turn into me. If you are a good person. You turn into me and you do what I've set the steps before you for your life. That's what the goal is for your children. So that's the second type. It's pretty simple. The third type is relationship with your spouse or relationship with your significant other. Now, I'm going to tell you a story real quick. It's about my uncle who planted some good seeds when I was young. He asked me a question. He goes, Trent, when you actually, what does it take to have a good business owner? What is a successful business owner? I said, well, you know, you got to have money, probably. You got to have good, probably good balance. You got to have good employees. He goes, yeah. But no, what makes a successful business owner? I said, Uncle Bill, I don't know. He said, I'll tell you. Loyalty to your craft. Because what happens is a successful business owner, if you're loyal to see it to the end and don't stop, you already win. No matter what happens, your ups, your downs, your in-betweens, if you have to work from your basement. How many times have we heard businesses started from their basement, from their shop, from their garage? UPS did it, right? Because there were lows, but they were loyal to their craft. So the analogy with a relationship to your spouse or significant other, what takes a successful marriage? Anybody? Loyalty. Because you're going to go through the ins, the ups, the downs, the in-betweens. You're going to go through all that. And that loyalty will build trust. And without loyalty and trust, loyalty builds trust. Trust me. I've learned. When you're loyal, I'm here every week, right? And I'm building trust amongst my fellow members. So, loyalty builds trust. And when you're loyal to your spouse, loyal to your significant other, you're going to withstand the long haul, and it will bring you a successful relationship, marriage with your spouse. Lastly, I'll touch on it. I told you I wouldn't get too heavy today. Relationship with God or your higher power. Some may believe in God, some may not. I'm not going to try to offend you. I happen to believe in God. I have a relationship with Him, and I'm here to tell you for my life, relationship with God is key. What I mean by that, you can read all the scriptures. You can go to the churches. You can go to the facility. You can even go travel wherever to see whoever and speak to whoever, to build your spiritual knowledge. All that is actions. Those are things you get to do with or for your God or higher power. But without relationship, without knowing what you feel in your heart, your spirit, not praying at night or talking to God, asking Him to cover my family, protect me, watch over my neighborhood, watch over people around me, make sure the surroundings and the people that are around me are legit. Without that relationship, all that other stuff is just meaningless things you're able to do. That's action. But relationship is key. So with that, I'm going to end. I'm going to tell you guys I continue to build a strong relationship with each and every one of you. And I hope you learned and you can take some of these tools, not just for yourself, but to people around you and your family.